Welcome to day 2 of Wisdom of Birth. And today we are entering into the realms of Mother Africa. And just today, as I was sitting and I was thinking about that, I felt very moved, actually, because this is almost like Africa becomes in your bones when you are African, when you are born in Africa. And there's something that is so deep and so deep, because I've been in quite a few different countries, and there's something very deep about Africa that has like an extension right into the roots of Mother Earth. And Mother Africa has drawn me in that way, because now reconnecting with Mar Sophia, and Tara will introduce her in a minute, the reason I needed to bring Africa and the wisdom of her into this course is because I realized I've had my own interaction with that. And in my very, very beginning of coming into healing was via spending time and hanging out with sangomas and traditional healers in Khayelitsha, and actually Lesotho also. And so many amazing adventures that led me into working with the herbalists. And that it was the very, very beginning of like alternative medicine in South Africa. We tend to be like 5 to 10 years behind. This was in 93, around then. So this is reminding me of these deep roots that I'd also put aside for a long time in my life. And a few years ago, I attended a retreat. And Mar Sophia just brought it all back. It was so big. It moved me the whole retreat, but she was a huge part of it. And we were asked to collaborate with someone on that retreat. And here we are, collaborating again and again. So Tara, would you like to go ahead and introduce our speaker for today, our guest?
Are we waiting for her to join, Gary, or?
I've just admitted her.
Okay, cool.
So we can just wait a few seconds. That would be great. And welcome to her students here, and welcome to everyone. I think every day is going to be very big and full. So remember to keep just moving your energy so it doesn't get stuck. Also, we're sitting. That's the one thing with online retreats, is we're sitting the whole time. So if you need to get up and move before the breaks, please do, because this is not so awesome for our pelvis. Okay, Tara. Mar Sophia, are you here? Yes. Okay, go ahead, Tara.
Hi, everybody, beautiful ladies. It is an honor for me to be here this morning on the day 2 of the Wisdom of Birth Intensive and introducing Mar Sophia. Mar Sophia is my spiritual mother and teacher, and she's really been a blessing in my life. She is coming from a lineage of birth keepers and womb healers. And for generations, these women have been supporting new moms. They've been supporting births, they've been supporting fertility. So Mar Sophia comes with a powerful, powerful lineage of wisdom that she's come up with over the years. She is a reverend, she's a teacher, and she's a minister of God as well. And I know that every time anyone sits at her feet and gets teachings from her, they are so blessed. So I pray that today that each and every one of you open your hearts to the message and the wisdom that she has to offer today. And enjoy and have fun. And you'll see the teachings from Mar Sophia is so authentic, it's so fun, and it's so powerful that it will leave you, wanting more after the session. So that's my prayer for each and every one of you today, that you enjoy the session. And we welcome my beautiful mother, Mar Sophia.
Sure. Wow, amazing. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good day from whichever part of the world you are in. It's such an honor. Thank you, Ma Anna. for this wonderful introduction. You know, these introductions usually sound so big when they are said. You're like, oh, they're talking about me, but it's an honor. It's an honor to be here. So after doing such an ungrounding thing, you know, with technology, I would like us to really ground. You know, as women, when women come together, they have a way of grounding. They have a way of embodying, you know, presence. They have a way of embodying and kind of coding light into their bodies. And I believe that as we meet here, we are meeting to do exactly that. I want to make you aware that my teaching today is it's really gonna I would like you to actually bring your body, you know, because your body is your reality. You know, it's not an idea. You know, you have a body, and whatever ideas that are gonna come, let your body be an anchor. Let your body be that reality. You know, that it's you know, you carry. Before we start, I'm gonna kind of do a prayer, and this is a prayer of, you know, connecting with the whole. This is the whole. So I'm gonna start by maybe asking everyone, if you are, you know, open to doing this. I would like you to just, at this point, just be in your body in whichever way form, you know, your soul tells you, you know, the way your soul directs you in how to be in your body. Most times we direct people and we say, visualize this, do that, and only to find that the soul has got its own ways of doing it. So I would like you, in whichever way your soul wants to be in the body, I would like you to just ground into your body. And whatever happens, and even as you are listening to me right now, do not leave your body, meaning that do not find yourself doing this into the camera. You know, we are all, life is pulling us, it's pulling us out of our body. Life is pulling us in all directions. And let there be a time where you get to rest in your body. You know, whatever happens, whatever it is that you feel, just rest in the reality that is your body. And so at this point, I'm gonna do a prayer. And this is a prayer of inviting my ancestors, of inviting spirit, of inviting, of opening even higher dimensions to the womb of Sophia. We are able to connect to the womb of the wisdom of God, so that we, you know, we are able to encode and to wire in the light that is fresh and that is designed for this circle. I also want to make you aware that I hear spirit in my language, and then I translate in English. So where you feel like, you know, there's delays, just know that I'm still loading my English bundles in order to communicate with you. So yes, in whichever way your soul wants to stay in your body, I would like you to do that, whether it is by sweeping your body with light, whether it is by just feeling it, whether it is by, you know, igniting the senses, you know, of your skin. I would like you to do that as I open and I honor the elements. So in the East, I would like to open the portal of wisdom. We open the portal of wisdom. We open the portal of spirit. We open the portal. I open the portal of the south, the portal of fire, the portal of the Magdalenes, the portal of Isis, the portal of the lovers and the warriors into the space, the portal of the warrior and the lions, the portal of courage into the space. Come on. I open the portal of the west, the portal of the waters, the portal of power, the portal of the blue Magdalenes, the portal of the powers of the horses into the space. From the north, I open for the eagles. I open for those who came before us. I open for those, the seers, the ones who are able to see even what is hidden. I open for Lefatshe, Mother Earth. Lefatshe. I open for the crones, the grandmothers, to be with us. I open for the ancestors, the healed ancestors of each and every one who is covered, who is under the cover of my voice. I open for you. Come and help your children. Come and support your children. I acknowledge the sun. I acknowledge the ether. I acknowledge the stars. I acknowledge the moon. I acknowledge that we are part of the whole. With that, I want to honor. I have water here, and I want to honor the spirit and the waters. I want to honor the waters of creation, the waters of the womb and spirit. I would like to also honor the element of fire. I have a candle here, and the intention today is that the fire purifies any programming that any of us carries with, any programming that we carry, programming that comes from the system about our wombs. May the fire of God purify us. Come on. Yeah, so just to also bring in the ancestral spirits, to bring in, I've already invited the gogos, which is the grandmothers, but I would like us to invite Amakosi, the kings. I would like us to invite Amakosi, Makosa Makul, and we invite them in the space. These are our heavenly family. We have our Panti and we have our Pezu. So we have the ones, our predecessors, and we also have our heavenly family. So with that, may you receive wisdom, knowledge, and whatever it is that your field needs at this point. Hi, Bekamaku. Hi, Belisedi. And every time we do this, we are going into the rhythm of light. So when we do this, it is just to say we are connecting with the organic rhythm of light. Hi, Bekamaku, Belisedi. Hi, Bekhanya. Now, as we gather here as the custodians of the womb, so let me just do this because I'm not seeing you. As the custodians of the womb, as people who are entrusted with the mechanism of birth, when we meet, we sing. When we meet, we sing. And the reason why we sing, it is because our throats carry a medicine. When women come together to sing, they shift things in the atmosphere. And I would like us to do exactly that. I'm not alone. I am with my students. I am with other women here in the room and also here on Zoom. And they're gonna support with song. They're gonna support with the moving, of the body. So as we sing, there's a song that I like singing. It says, "Uyingcwele mama." It says that you are holy. This is a song, it's a mantra that we carry. It says you are holy and whole. It says, "Uyingcwele mama, uyingcwele," because nothing comes into this dimension if it is not through the mechanism of the womb. So as we sing, as we all sing, as we join everyone here on Zoom and here in the physical, the song says, "Uyingcwele, uyingcwele, uyingcwele mama, uyingcwele, uyingcwele mama, uyingcwele, uyingcwele mama, uyingcwele." yeah, this is more like it. This is more like it. This is what happens when women come together. We shift things. You know, with the atmosphere, we sing, we get that. So that was we do that. And when we do that, we actually shake off the fear. We shake off the fear from our kidneys. So even if there was anxiety, or even if there was fear, then when we do that, we work with Mother Earth, you know, to connect with the vibrations, to connect with the messages, to connect with knowledge. In African knowledge systems, we understand knowledge as, you know, that knowledge comes through our senses. And that's why from time to time, you know, when you are an initiate, or when you are a woman of spirit, or even when you are just, you know, a healer, a woman, because as a woman, you are a healer, always tune into your senses, because those senses are bringing in information. And that information becomes knowledge. Your body will know it. And then it depends on you, on how you package that knowledge. So as we are gathered here, I want you to know that this is an opportunity for each one to learn from another. So I'm not just here as a person who carries objective truth. I want to also learn from you. I also would like to say to everyone that, you know, when you listen to what's gonna come out, I would like you to listen to me from here, meaning that do not apply your mind, do not be attached to the words that I use, but, you know, listen to me with your body. Today is the day of embodiment. And that is why we had to dance. That's why we had to sing, in order to activate our senses, in order to connect with the information that is gonna come through. My presentation today, or my teaching today, is about, you know, the holiness of the womb and also the cosmology of it. And I'm gonna teach this from the Basotho. I'm a Sotho woman. So I'm gonna teach this from the Basotho way of understanding this. I'm gonna teach this from my reality. I'm gonna, but you will find that as you listen, you know, as you allow your body to absorb the code, you will find that there is a thread. You'll find that this is universal. It's just that maybe we have different names or ways of describing the same thing. So in my culture, we understand the womb or we picture it, or we associate it with nkho. So nkho is a calabash. Nkho is a calabash, is a chalice. And I have nkho right here, just to show you what nkho is. So this is nkho. This is a thing that we use to put mqombothi in. Mqombothi is African beer. Mqombothi is African beer. So we give it to the men after we've made the African beer. And before they drink it, they have to shake it like this to show that they are honoring the movement, you know, the movement of the organic movement of the organic movement. You know, as I'm listening, there's information that's coming through, but yeah, just to honor the organic. That is why in all cultures, you find women moving their waists, you know, when they dance. So even the men honor that movement why, and it's important that from time to time, you know, in your pregnancy, in your birth, it's very important that you always move your waist. So now, we've always known about the cosmology of menstruation, which is connected to the moon. But now today I'm bringing in information that connects our womb to the stars, to the star system. It is believed that as people, we come from what we call Mokhubu wa Khanare, that is the belly of the galactic. It is believed that we come and we connect from that. And we are connected to the star of Sirius. Now, our forefathers, and I know that Western science now says, you know, discredits that information, but I will stick to the info, as I said, that I'm coming from my truth. Our forefathers knew that there is a star system called Sirius. And that star system has got its Sirius A, what the West calls Sirius A, Sirius B, and then there is Sirius C. Now, Sirius C is known to be a star system that is not as bright as Sirius A. Sirius A, the word Sirius means bright. It's a Greek word that means bright. Okay, so in Sesotho we call it Dosa Masiu. No, Dosa Masiu is Jupiter. You know, so Sirius C is a star system that is very dark. It is a star system that is believed that everything comes from there. You can't see it with your naked eye. And Western civilization says that that star doesn't exist. That system doesn't exist because they can't see it even with a microscope. But our forefathers knew the same way they knew Jupiter before instruments came in. You know, we have a saying in our language that says, meaning that you will see Jupiter and its moons. And they discovered this before they, before there was instruments. So even with this one, the Sirius A, Sirius B, Sirius C, and their mechanism was discovered by our forefathers. Okay, so our womb carries the mechanics of Sirius C, which is a dark place, which is a space that is a potential, just a potential space to be seeded, which is a space that brings in things to Sirius B and Sirius A. And when we see the bright star of Sirius, it is because it is transmitting from somewhere. Now, in the lineage of priestesshood that I come from, which is the priestesshood of the rose, we know Sirius as our as the sun. You know, we know Sirius as our spiritual sun. So when Sirius comes out in August, there are rituals that we do because we understand that it is a time of new beginnings. It is a time of, of receiving, the time of planting even. So this is what I would like you to understand, that when we bring Nkho and we bring the chalice, this is the African chalice. When we bring it into, our celebrations, it is in honor of the womb. Now, with that, I did say that we make African beer, and it is made out of mabele. This is mabele. What is mabele in English? Huh? Sorghum. This is sorghum. It comes in different forms. So we have the fine one, and we have the actual grains of mabele. Why do I bring in mabele? It is because throughout the remaining days of this program that we are in, I would like you to really take care of your womb with mabele. I would like you to take care of your womb and your womb space and everything that your womb transmits by ingesting, by eating mabele. So we make mabele, we make soft porridge, mabele of sorghum to women who just gave birth. We give it also to women who, pregnant women, because when it is fermented, remember fermentation also is a thing that, the bacteria is believed to be a thing that comes from, outside our planet. So when we ferment it, we are fermenting it so that it is able to kill parasites within your gut system. I just want to be sure that everyone understands. Meaning that if there's any questions, you are welcome to ask questions. Are there any questions? Okay, if there are no questions, I'm sure there'll be questions at the end of this the teaching. So the main reason why I'm bringing this these codes into the space, it is because, it will shift your mindset. It will shift how you see yourself. It will shift how you see your womb. It will shift also how you see the process of birth. How will it shift you? You will understand that you are not just an instrument, a big instrument that is bringing in things, but you are connected to things that are higher and bigger and holy, than what you can fathom, what you can understand. So the planet of Sirius is connected to the womb, and especially Sirius C, because it carries the same mechanism, as your womb. And we have been talking about the cosmology of menstruation, which is connected to the calendar of our menstruation, which is actually connected to the African calendar. According to the African calendar, we have 13 months, not 12, as the Gregorian calendar says, because we connected to our womb, to the moon, the cycle of the moon, and that is how we calculate the months. Okay. When we started, I sang a song that says "You are holy." I sang a song that says "Wingwele." And I sang it because I want you to also understand that your womb connects to the womb of creation. It connects to the womb of Sophia. It connects to the womb of wisdom. Because of the programming of society, we are cut from connecting. We are cut from connections. We are cut from connecting, with the wisdom that comes from source. We are disconnected from connecting even with new things that needs to come from that space, that dark space, things that needs to come and serve our generation. Now, I want you to understand that I'm not just talking to women who are giving birth to physical babies, but I'm just going to be talking to women who are custodians of the womb. Whether you are here, you have the womb as an organ or not, know that I am talking to your mechanism. I'm talking to your birthright. I'm talking to your blueprint. I'm talking to that which is given to you by Creator to bring in things into this dimension and to bring in things to your generation. Your womb is a potential space. It is a potential space of bringing anything. It's a potential space of even being seeded by light, of being seeded by spirit. That is why there is a thing called virgin birth. Virgin birth happens because, women, priestesses of the old, understood the mechanics of the womb. They understood the holiness and the power of the womb, to the extent that they understood that their womb energy holds the universe. That's the real tantra that I'm giving you today. Your womb holds the stars. Your womb energy holds the moon. It holds the sun. It holds creation, so just understand. I want you to understand. I want you to understand, and even as I'm speaking, do not be attached to my words. I would like you to listen to me with your body. I would like you to listen to me with your womb, because right now I am addressing your womb. I am addressing you beyond your mind. So just come into your womb space, just come into your body and allow these codes to actually come in. And as you as you knit them in your body, you see, women of the old knew that they stand in between dimensions. Right now, as a custodian of the womb, you stand in between dimensions. You stand between the spirit world and the physical world. Whatever it is that needs to come from spirit, it cannot go beyond you. It has to come through you. All you have to do is to surrender, to the process of being seated, surrender to the process of birth. Remember, birth is not labor, but birth is a mechanism, or it's a huge, big process that happens, which is bigger and beyond your comprehension of the mind. It is a process that requires your body, that requires your mind, that shuts your mind and allows or calls you into surrender. Just like this here, just like this calabash. This calabash, as you see it, I can put mkomboti in it, and tomorrow I can put water, and tomorrow I can put whatever I want to put. It will not protest. It will not say, I am a calabash of mkomboti. It will not say, I'm a calabash of water. It will just surrender and carry whatever it is that is coming. That is why we are saying every birth is a blessing from source. It is a blessing from God. That is why we get to understand that as we connect with the power and the holiness that the woman is, the holiness that the custodian of the womb is, as we connect with the womb of the mother, the primordial mother, as we connect with the womb of the waters, as we connect to the womb of Sophia, as we connect, we are able to bring in even wisdom. We are able to bring in knowledge. We are able to bring in frequencies that have never been here before. So I'm speaking to you, whether you are pregnant or not, whether you have the womb as an organ or not. I would like you to tap into that power. I want you to tap into your holiness. You are not inadequate. You are not inadequate at all. You are entrusted with such a big mechanism, which is a mechanism of bringing things, of bringing wisdom, of bringing a light, of bringing, everything that we have been crying about, whether it's the divine, masculine, the divine, this, and we want to correct and we want to forge a way ahead. We want to forge a way ahead where the collective is going. I want you to know that whenever there is a new message, you see where the collective is right now, we've never been here before. I say it again, where the collective is right now, we've never been here before. So in order to go forward, the collective needs to hear new messages. It means that it needs women who are open and who are tuned in to the wisdom of God in order to bring in frequencies for this generation. We have been dictated to on how to live for a long time. You know, we just come from a time where we were told about lockdown levels. We were told level 5, level 4, level 3, level 2. We were told about levels. And now in South Africa, we are told about stages. I think we are on stage 3, stage 2, electricity. Now, I would like you to bring into your individual experience, I would like you to bring a standard. I would like you to bring in a standard, and let that be a standard that you live by. A standard that you live by is a standard that says, I am holy and whole. A standard that you live by is a standard that says, I am open. I am open to even being seated by spirit. Some of you here, you know, you carry wombs that are coded with gifts. You carry wombs that are coded with gifts of your mothers and your grandmothers, and your ancestors. Let me just say your ancestors. And in order to bring the work, in order to give birth to the babies that are the saviors of our generation, which is the work that you're supposed to do, you need to open up, you need to surrender to processes, you need to allow the light to seed you, you need to allow for spirit to seed you, and then you surrender to the birth of whatever it is that you need to bring into this earth. Now, as I said that I am addressing the womb, I'm addressing the mechanism of the womb, and I am addressing you, whether you are hoping to be pregnant one day, whether you've been pregnant before, or whether you are in what the West call perimenopausal or menopause. I am addressing that. Know that even when you are older and you know that you are no longer in a stage where you can bring in physical babies, know that there are still babies. There are still saviors that you can bring. That is the magic of menopause. The magic of menopause is that now the things that you are bringing things that come from high above, and because you are now working with the crones, and the crones have a different wisdom system, you are able to bring in wisdom that will carry, or that will support those who are coming, behind you, those who are coming, as I'm sitting here as a crone, and I'm sitting here from the grandmothers in order to support the young women who are still giving birth to physical babies, and those who are still giving birth to spiritual babies, to say, know that you are holy and you are whole. Know that whether you have the organ, the womb organ or not, I want you to know that you are holy and you are whole. I want you to understand that I want you to understand that you are holy. I want to sing right now, and as we move energy, I would like you to just move, even if you're not dancing, but just move your spine so that the Shakti can be able to flow within your spine, because patriarchy has taught us that a proper woman sits like this. So even as I sing, just move your spine and allow spirit and allow the Shakti to move in your spine, so that it opens up your senses, it opens up, it opens up knowledge, that comes through all your ears, so I'm gonna sing this song. Siyabathandazela, siyabathandazela, This song says, we are siyabathandazela, we are praying. We are praying, we are speaking to spirit. It says, so that they become alive, so that they live, so that they don't make a living, but they live, so that they don't go in the programming of making a living, but they live. And that is my prayer to you today. That is my prayer even to the newborns that you will be bringing. Newborns, whether they are spiritual or physical, siyabathandazela, that they live. Siyabathandazela, we pray for them that they are able to connect to the real life, the organic life, and they don't lose their calling. And you don't lose your calling. If you've been cut out of your calling, you see, as a woman, you come with certain skills. By virtue of you having a womb, you come with skills of bringing up children. And the skills that you come with are skills that makes your environment an environment where everything is able to attain its godlyhood. Meaning that as a woman, as a custodian of the womb, you are a teacher. As a custodian of the womb, you are a mother or mama. As a custodian of the womb, you are the portal and the channel. You are one of the channels and the portals that spirit is able to talk to our generation through. When I say umama, when I say you are a mother, you see that word or that title of being a mother has been so undermined that even when you ask women, what do you do? Instead of saying, I am mama, that is what I do for a living. I am mama. I am a mother for a living. That is what I do. You always feel like you have to supplement it with, I'm a mother, but I also am an accountant, or I am also am something else. Listen, I want to say to you today, and even when I say I want you to understand that the want that I'm speaking about here is the want that is closer to where I'm transmitting from. That is the one that is closer from the words that are coming, in order for you to understand what I'm saying here. So I want you to understand that you are holy and you are whole. I want you to understand that, oh mama, and as mama, you came with skills. As mama, spirit gave you skills. As mama, you represent the souls that comes from the lineage of your mothers. You represent the gifts, the powers, and the strength that comes from your mothers. You carry, the patterning of your mothers. In my culture, when a woman gets married, if, she can't bear children or there's problems with her womb, she is sent back home because they know that you can never marry the womb. The womb will always belong to the mothers. Your womb will always belong to your mothers. And even the souls that you carry, as you give birth, you are giving birth to souls that comes from your mothers. The souls that comes and brings the codes of your mother. So all you have to do is to surrender. All you have to do is to surrender to the birthing progress. Is it progress? Yes, birthing process. All you have to do is to surrender to the organic rhythm. The spirit world knows rhythms. It knows muritito. We call it muritito, and that's why we have a rhythm, even as we dance, because we want to connect to the rhythms of spirit. We want to connect with that which is bigger than us, that which is part of us, but bigger than us. Right now, as I'm speaking, I want you to really feel into your body. I want you to really allow these codes, into your body. Allow your body, your flesh to code in and knit in the light that comes from, the words that I'm speaking. I would like you to know that I'm speaking connected to to us, to this field, the fields that we have created here. And this field is a blessed field. And this field is a field that, was a divine appointment for you and me to meet, for you and me to come together as we do the holy work of spirit, the holy work of the womb. Right now, because I'm used to holding women's circles, and in women circles we we do a lot of body work, we do a lot of sound, and we do a lot of sound because we understand that sound shifts things in the atmosphere. And right now I would like you to tap into your womb. And even if it's putting your hands on your womb, I don't know how much time I have, but I'm sure I will be done now. I won't keep you too long.
Mar Sophia, you have no time limit.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So we can do this. We can do this. We can do this. I would like you to just put your hands on your womb. Put your hands on your womb, and where I want us to go, I sense and I feel your grandmothers coming through in this circle. And they have sounds, they have voices. Some of them, their voices were shut down. Some of them, their voices were shut down. They were told to sit down and shut up because they are women. Some of them, they were shut down because they were burned on sticks because they were called witches. Some of them were shut down because, they're just women, and women are not allowed to stand and have opinions when it comes to things of philosophy and spirituality. And today I would like you to give them a chance to, to bring in their sound, to bring in their voice. I would like you to tap into your womb, and even if you can close your eyes, and as you tap into your womb, and you bring all your awareness, you drop it into your womb space. Whatever you feel right there in your womb, if you are a pregnant mommy, whatever you feel in those waters of creation, whatever you feel in those waters of creation, I would like you to give it a sound. So remember that knowledge comes through senses. So whatever you sense, I would like you to give it a sound. Your grandmothers who are coded into your womb, they've always wanted to bring frequencies into this dimension. And today is a chance for you. It is a chance for you to bring that frequency. Now, whatever you feel, I would like you to just open up your throat, open up your mouth, and give it a sound. As we breathe in, there is no direction to this. Just go into the organic rhythm of your ancestors, of your mothers. Go into the rhythm of your mothers. And as you breathe in, shoo. Oh. Ah. Oh. 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 Ah. Shoo. Bring in those sounds. Bring in those sounds in your atmosphere. Bring in those sounds. Your mothers want to be here, to be heard. Your grandmothers want to be heard. They want to be heard. Bring them in. Bring sounds from those waters of creation. Bring in those sounds. Allow those sounds. Let's hear your grandmothers. They have messages. They have messages for you. Allow. Allow those sounds. Allow those sounds. They don't have to sound like any sound that you've heard before, because these are sounds of women who were shut down. These are sounds of wombs that were shut down. Allow. I'm supporting you with song. I'm supporting you with song. No, and we can start coming back into the room. And thank you for honoring your mothers and honoring your womb and honoring your womb by bringing in sound. I want you to know that sounds are natural. Language is taught, but sounds are natural. When we make sounds, we are speaking to spirit. Sounds is, you came into this dimension with sounds. You came, and the first sound that you heard was the sound of your heartbeat, of the heartbeat of your mother. And that is why we play the drum, because we are resetting you back to, you know, the original organic rhythm and moderator of spirit. And you know, as we are gathered and as we have brought in different, I said we're gonna learn from each other, you know, because we all have different graces. So it is grace that is shared. When we bring in sound, when women come together to bring in sound, we are actually sharing graces and we are teaching or learning from each other. So I would like to thank you for allowing, you know, yourself to be a gift where we can learn from you, where we can hear different sounds of your grandmothers. You know, as I said, that even if it's a sound that we don't understand, or it's a sound that you've never heard before, some of these sounds, some of these tones are tones of because you are hearing them for the first time because they were shut down. So thank you for registering your mothers into this space. Thank you for registering your mothers in this program that you are taking. And remember, you are holy, you are whole, and you connect with the wisdom that comes from source. You connect with the womb of Sophia. You connect with the womb of the water. You connect with the wombs of the waters of creation. As we are gathered here, we are gathered as a gathering of waters because we carry the waters. We have the mechanism that can carry the waters of creation. And that's how much I had for you today. That's how much I had for you today. There's a song that's playing in my spirit, but because of time, I think we will continue guitaring and singing here because, but there are songs that are coming up, you know, that are coming up in my heart, that are coming up from my womb, that are coming up. There are songs that are coming up, and allow yourself to sing and move your body, you know, even during the day. Shift things in your kitchen, in your dining room, in your bedroom, with the sounds of your womb, with the sounds of your, oh my God. Shay, makosa makuu. Makosa makuu. Makosa makuu. Makosa mahle. Dikakapa. Sithini Noyana Pezulu Nithini Noyana Pezulu Noyana We are closing. Let's sing. We are closing. Thank you. The song says, Nyoyana. Are you coming with, you know, Pezulu high? Are you coming with to higher dimensions? Are you ascending? That is what the song says. You know, I can almost feel our mothers, you know, listening into the corridors of time and saying, what is their song? What are they singing? Because women today do not gather together to sing, you know, to sing around fire, to sing around water. Our mothers are asking. There's a question in the corridors of time. What is their song? Thank you so much. I'm honored, and it's such an honor to come here and share the medicine.
Mago.
Mama, over to you.
Yes.
Just
Gathering my breath.
Yeah.
Thank you to your beautiful initiates and company who could hold your space and add into your space and help us receive more of your message that is carried by their beautiful sound. Thank you for your message. I know it's could land in so many different ways for everyone, and in the spirit of everyone who's maintained till now. I see ya. We're receiving that message. That last song, you stayed for that. Because I know that sometimes seeing things foreign can be freaky for us, but I love it. Look where I go. Tomorrow we're going sacred India. And today, thank you for treading the path, which is so dear to me, of Sacred Mama Africa, in how I've come to know birth and in my coming to know the womb. I think now is a good time to break for 10 minutes. I know some of you might not come back, and that's okay. And Mar Sophia, if you're able to stay and rejoin us with your beautiful people, that's so welcome. There's so much, of course, that will need to land. We have to give yourself a space today to have a bath, just soak your feet in water, stand on the earth, just something to embody movements. Even I started the circle today saying, if you need to get up and move, I didn't know we would be moving, but I did know because we moved. So the invitation was met, because this is how we connect energetically. We can see who wants to input after the discussion. Otherwise, I have some topics and things we can bring in. And I will put a note on the Telegram group that if you want to come join us for the discussion, we're going to start that now. So same link, or just stay here. Kamaku, Makosi. See you in 10 minutes. That will be at 23 minutes past 11. We're going to continue with discussion after our very deeply ceremonial, not heart lifting, womb lifting experience with Mar Sophia. That reminded me why I felt so moved when I first met you so many years ago, and we sang the voices of our mothers and our grandmothers around that fire. There was like 60 of us, and I just let myself go into that space. And it was the first time I had kind of allowed that invitation for my mothers to speak through my womb like that. And my mother passed away when I was pregnant. And you can just imagine what happens in my womb when my mother speaks. And I do think this has a lot of implanting of this exact event in so many ways, so deeply for me. For this event to be born now, for you to be here, for me to be back in Africa, it's just so much that I can feel I can't put words to yet and needs to just land. Some things I had prepared to put words to for this session was really focusing around womb sovereignty. But we don't have to go that way. So I'm going to just open it right now to see if anybody has something they are ready to share or express or contribute, reflect, ask as it comes at this point. Was this completely new to? Like to see a Sangoma or traditional, sorry, I don't want to say the wrong words either, but I don't think there is a wrong. To see the channeling of divine mother energy through Mama Africa Priestess. Maybe says like that. The first time for a few people, I'm sure. But similarities in the ways we might be calling out to our divine connections and relationship. Does anybody have something they want to reflect on at this point? Did it, yeah. Did it feel right to move our energy, our body in a sense of allowing the energy to flow? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to just go right into it because sometimes that's just the best thing to do. And I can see I'm pitter-pattering around trying to get the right words. So I'm just going to say what I actually wanted to say for this session. When I joined the retreat with Mar Sophia, you spoke about womb sovereignty in that retreat, and something there went dung in a very big way. What you were saying towards the end about a woman knowing how to take care for her womb, knowing how to take care for her children, and knowing how to take care for whatever thing she's birthing from her womb space, because this is the space from where our potential, our dreams, and our everything can be born from, that we are already given the tools and the responsibility and the space keeping for that. So we do not have to doubt that whatever comes in cannot come out through us. Okay, so I've also come through a lot of self-righteousness in my beliefs and my value systems. And one of them has been about deciding what to do with a baby in the womb. And how does womb sovereignty leak into that? And I had to realize from what you had said then, that how can I judge what a woman decides to do with what is in her womb? And I couldn't judge anymore. It landed. It landed. And this was a huge thing for me, if you know my religious past. And something in letting that land and allowing something uncomfortable to push past my intellectual, my religious, how I would judge myself, how I would judge other people, because now I'm not coming from it as a woman, I'm coming also, yes, as a woman, but also as a practitioner who could be asked to intervene with these subjects. And I had to be very listening where my boundary was for myself and how I would project that onto other people. Because for it to be a boundary for myself, I had to be very, very clear and own it. But I could not project this onto other women. And I think it's been almost the most humbling part of being a birth keeper. But as I say that there's always humbling parts, is to realize that I'm not keeping my birth when I'm supporting women to keep their birth. I'm supporting their birth. and that means I have to honor their life path and their decisions and their choices. And I need to honor my boundaries, or my boundaries are so overused right now, it's awful. My extent of how I would interact with it or not. Yeah. So this was something very huge for me that landed from womb sovereignty, that it is so literal, it is so abstract, it is everything.
Yes. And I just want to add on what you are saying. You know, when we say baby, newborn, sometimes we underestimate the power of the soul that is captured in that small body. And, you know, when we talk about women making their choices, you know, if a woman chooses that I am actually not going to have this baby, what we do not know is that by the time the termination happens, there is an agreement between the mother and that soul, meaning that there are people who will decide and say, no, I'm not going to have a baby, and they try terminations, and the termination doesn't terminate. You know, I have a client who tried, I think, 9 times. And today we have a bouncy, beautiful boy. I think he's grown now. He's about 4 years old. So, you know, that is how, you know, powerful that space of bringing things, of bringing souls, of bringing, you know, things from spirit is. And, you know, if we can understand that, yes, we have choices with what we do, with things that we are seated with, but also those things have a choice of saying, no, I definitely want to come. Yeah. Or they have a choice of saying, yeah, no, I hear you, I'll come back again some other time, you know? Yes. That is very important. When we are giving birth, you know, that pain is not called pain, it's called mohelo, meaning that mohelo, it comes from amohela, like to receive, you know. And when we go through mohelo, when we go through receiving, you will not receive if you don't surrender. So, for instance, this thing here receives. But usually during birth and during, you know, all the knowledge that we are equipped with, you know, when it comes to birth, it is as if we want to do this. In a birth space, you are receiving. You are not bringing out. You are receiving. You are still in a position of receiving. And to receive, it means you have to be like this. You can't receive like this. You have to be like this. So that is the womb is sovereign. The womb knows. The womb has a different consciousness from your consciousness. It has its own consciousness. That is why your womb can even reject your husband. Where you love and you say, but I love him so much, but your womb is rejecting him. Your womb is saying, no, I don't want that consciousness, that seed. You know, I don't want to be seeded by that consciousness. And obviously, that is why today we have so many sexless marriages. It is because we have lost the wisdom of the body. We have lost the wisdom of the womb. We have even forgotten, let me not say lost, but forgotten, because that remembering, even as I'm speaking, I'm triggering the remembering that is already in you. That remembering is encoded in you. the remembering of how wise your body is, the remembering of how wise your womb is, the remembering of knowing that your womb energy transcends time. You know, it transcends time, even when we are taught to measure our cycles through time, to say on the 28th or on the 29th. It's not time, it's timing. There's a difference between timing and time. So know that, you know, you, even when you are, it feels like something is coming out of you, but you are still in a position of mohelo. Wow, I'm mohelo. You are receiving. So receive. Every soul comes into this dimension doing its own birthing. So in a space of birth, a mother pushes, a baby pushes. So it's not you who are doing labor. That's why, you know, when the English say this is labor, in my reality, or in the reality of the Basotho women, it's not, we don't labor, we are receiving. And even when we speak about it, we say, "Utotse eng," Hotola is receiving. What did you get? Utotse. We don't say, what did you bring out? What did you receive? I received a boy, I received a girl, because even in a space where it feels like you are taking out something, you are still the chalice, you are still the womb, you are still the calabash that is carrying and that is receiving. So receive. You know, speak to whatever you are receiving, whether it's a spiritual baby or a physical baby. Tell that baby, I do womb priestessing for pregnant women. And we speak to that baby. From the time we realize that you are pregnant, we start speaking to the baby. We start telling the baby, we start saying, listen, you are coming here on earth. On your way, as you go and you come through the canal, wherever you get stuck, ask for help. But don't just say help, because remember, the soul is in spirit while it's still coming, you know, while it's still spiraling. And somewhere where it gets help, or it becomes difficult for it, the soul might scream, help, help, help. And energies, foreign energies can come and attach, and because they're helping the baby. But when we tell the baby to say, when you ask for help, ask help from this lineage. Call your grandmother, call your great grandmother, call them, you know, we speak to the baby. We tell the baby, exactly. We tell the baby, make sure that you come through the canal, because there's bacteria and things that you have to take in so that you are able to survive in this dimension. So I'm saying to everyone here who is pregnant and about to receive Namanta, speak to the baby, tell the baby to take every bacteria in your canal, in your vaginal canal. Tell that baby that you got to take everything.
This conversation about the conversation with our babies before they are even within our womb, it is very an essential part of a sacred model of birth, I'd say. If there was any kind of top 3, it's up there in the top 3, is connecting with your baby inside the womb and having that relationship, or you will already have noticed you have a relationship. And yeah, to honor that this child has their own personality, their own, I mean, I know it's so abstract and it carries on through parenting, but from the beginning, that you might be driven, or ideas or feelings or cravings, but also cravings for like experiences, might happen when you're pregnant. And, you know, we know that this is the baby's soul also kind of letting us know things. And then also just very practically, it can be so much fun to look at these things that happen after the baby's birth and to kind of tie it in as we try to understand the personality of our children, so we can, you know, guide them. And, you know, something like my second son was born on a very, very hot day in Stellenbosch in December. So it was very, very hot. It is like just so typical of him to be born on a public holiday. So he makes sure the whole of South Africa has a free day on his birthday, December 16th. And he, and I will just share, I screamed in that labor. My voice didn't sing. It's, what's that scream? Not a, that scream, that's like, that me, small gentle me, was, yes. This was almost like my mother. I had to do it. Mary Ann, I came and said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yes, I'm fine. I can't help it. I have to do this. I'm sorry." "I'm sorry. I had to." And that was like my labor for only a few hours because Sham didn't stop. And yes, it was.
And that scream is the scream that we need to hear even in our bedrooms. It's a scream that is so shut down. We only hear this scream in you know, what is called labor wards, you know, in hospitals, we only hear that scream, but that scream is so healing. That scream is a sound, and it's so healing. We need to hear those screams even in our bedrooms. We need to hear the sound in our houses. We need to hear that sound, you know, in our atmosphere. This is a sound that is it's so unfortunate that this is a sound that is suppressed. And even when you make that sound, it's as if you have to say, "Oh, I'm sorry." And, you know, everyone asks, "Are you okay?" You know, yes, I'm okay. I'm bringing in the sounds of the womb. You know why? Because I am the authority. I'm the womb authority of my home. And I will encode my home with the sounds of my womb. You know, that's just how, oh my God, I'll talk about the womb for the whole day. So let me give you time.
Yes. And because everything you're saying comes back to sacred geometry. If you just want to see how kind of my flowers work and those petals, because what you're speaking about is how also seen, it's not explaining it, it's just like reflecting to kind of like tease us and like make us excited that this, you know, now we can, oh, now it makes sense. There's sacred geometry even. This is representing our vocal cords is such a direct symmetry of our cervix or our vulva that needs to open and expand, and we are opening and expand and not pushing like this. Then we can open and expand. And that sound had to open me. It had to open me because I had been suppressing my grief from touching my child, because how could my child be gestating for life and hold the grief of his mother losing her mother? And that's why I still grieve. Oh, I guess we all do still grieve, but that was part of the process in my understanding of it. There's much more, but in my little trying to make sense. But this is an opportunity to hear, you know, if anybody, this is your opportunity also to just connect, share, whatever.
Can I, okay. This has been such a deeply moving experience, and I hope I can express what I need to express, because sometimes it's difficult. Just want to share what everything that was said, everything you shared, Mar Sophia. I appreciate so much, and it landed so deeply. And just this point also, Gauri, that you brought up, that these babies, they communicating with them and connecting with them, because they know what they're coming here for. But they know something. They're bringing this energy. We need to understand to be able to also facilitate that. And this has been a very big part of my pregnancy as well. So I'm receiving a physical baby. It's also been very clear to me that there's the spiritual baby also being born here. Not just the spirit of this child, but what it's bringing into this world, and how I have to be able to sense that and hold space for that, and keep the space for that in this world. It's and in the sense that there's something that has to happen within me at the same time. I mean, it is happening. It's sometimes consciously, sometimes consciously I have to think about the kinds of choices I'm making, or how I need to grow, and how I need to things I need to do, the things I need to still deal with in my life. And there's that conscious aspect, and there's also I think sometimes in some ways it's also just happening naturally, and some that I still haven't even realized that it's coming. It's just this natural process that has to happen, and I can feel it. But one thing, I've always known that is something I need to do, and so I consider myself an artist, but I've struggled so much with speaking. I've struggled so much with finding my voice, sharing. There's so many things I see in the world, and that I understand in a different way from general, how people generally do, and there's a reason for that, and there's something I need to communicate, but I've never been able to really do that. But now what I realize is that I have to, because I have to hold this space for this baby, for this child. They have to be able to live in this world, and the world is often very difficult. It makes lots of things very difficult for us to do, for us to be free, for us to be who we are. And I've struggled with that, but I can't, I have to be able to help this child, or hold the space for this child to be able to be what they've come to be. And so that may mean that I have to speak, I have to do these things that I've been struggling with. I have to and it very much relates to the voices of our ancestors that have been suppressed, and that suppression has also been in me. But we have to break that free now, because there are new things that need to be born into this world, and I mean, I just want to say that everything you've said landed very deeply, and it's very special. It's just so special. I know something's happening. Whatever needs to happen is happening, and it's like we're being held by. Yes, there's so much that we have to consciously try to work with, but at the same time, I feel like just being here, all these things coming up, we're also being held by these spirits that are working, and I just wanted to share that. There's so much more that I can say, and that I feel that I also just feel very. I think whoever the spirit is that's coming is a special soul, and I feel very honored to be carrying, bringing, and receiving the spirit. So thank you for bringing these things up, and making us aware more so that we can honor that as deeply as possible, as deeply as we can.
Yes, yes, awesome, awesome. I just want to say to you that you are not the only one who sometimes doesn't have words to express the things that you are feeling. There is things that are rising in us, and we don't have the language for it, you know, but we can only make sounds. And when we make sounds, those things that are rising in you, things that you don't have the language for, you are broadcasting. You are broadcasting. All we have to do is to sit and broadcast. It is to sit and not be held by the fact that we don't have words for these things that are rising in us. The thing that makes us to be so held by the fact that we don't have words, it is because we were trained to look at life and spirit and spirituality, with a single frame of mind. So if you don't have words for it, it means it can't be expressed. You carry on expressing them with sounds. You carry on expressing them with your body. You carry on expressing them with your field. As you do that, they get broadcast, and they become medicine. And those who are in the same frequency with you will understand you by you not even saying a word, by just sitting there, because you are broadcasting. Remember that your womb will always broadcast. It will always broadcast. Your heart is always broadcasting. In fact, people sense you before they see you. So what's in your senses? Before we hear the language and the whether it's English or Sotho, or, we sense you. What before we see you? And you have the skill by virtue of you having that mechanism of bringing something into the earth. You have the skill. You came with the skill, you came with the manual. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Yeah.
You came back to what you started with, and I just love that so much, because when you started everything, you started speaking about the senses and how our senses are informing us. And now as we come to complete this, you've brought us back to our senses and also going beyond our senses. And now I understand why sometimes I'm like feeling so much, and often it'll be my husband who will say, but just explain to me. And I just go, I was like, what do you mean explain? I can't explain. This is, that's it.
Yeah. Yes.
And now I understand.
Right now,
I was like, now you asked me to explain, I'm going to clam, because there's no words that explain this.
Words are limiting. Words are limiting. When we talk about the things of spirit, we talk about the highways and the byways of spirit. The words are very limiting. And remember that when you awaken your womb energy, whether it is through, conceiving or it's through doing the work, you start connecting with senses of the whole. And that is why when we started here, I opened up portals, I brought in spirit, fire, water, and earth. Right now, humanity is talking about sixth sense, like the sixth sense. We have to open our sixth sense. That time, the plants, nature, the plants, the trees, I think they are at 17th sense. And they want to give you information, but you are stuck at the knowledge of sixth sense. It's my sixth sense, it's my sixth sense. But when you allow yourself and you surrender and you allow the trees to, to impart whatever knowledge, they want to impart. You allow the waters to also impart, and awaken your senses. You were not born with 6 senses, by the way. You were born with loads and loads and loads and higher senses. That's why the song that says, Noyana, are we ascending? Are we opening up our senses to go high up and to even open up to universes that are being formed today? Remember that evolution is happening. Evolution is not stuck in a book. It's not stuck in the knowledge of yesterday. It's not. Evolution is happening. And as it happens, we have to move, and as we move, all we have to do is to surrender. To change, to surrender, because God is change. God is evolution. We just have to surrender.
This is very much, Manjari, 1 second, and then Manjari. This is very much a space I enter when I enter a birth space. It's almost, what we're speaking about sitting there, just emitting an energy, is that you can connect with that birthing energy, and you can watch it through the mother. And you can control it, not by sticking your fingers inside and having to check and tell her stuff or anything like that, but by communicating with the energy. If you're wanting her to relax and let her shoulders down and to just relax in the pool or something, start holding that relaxing energy. You start becoming that energy. Intentionally becoming that energy. And if you are feeling something, you have to ask yourself, where you're feeling it, why you're feeling it, how can you move it? Is it hers? Is it mine? Is it births? Is it the baby's? You don't need an answer. You just have to be curious, because you'll be receiving the energy and you will flow with it. And I find my body moving. My mouth doesn't say much at a birth, but I find I'm breathing with the woman. There's just so much else going on that is holding the space, allowing it. Yeah. Manjari, welcome from Germany, and also for me reflecting I have father lines through Lithuania, and so do you.
Oh, thank you so much. I just feel like so much joy in my heart. It's quite mystical, actually. I connected to Gauri yesterday after at least half a year. We met in India. We're both living in Mayapur. I moved out first and she moved out. And I just started feeling that this topic is coming up again. Like, I thought, okay, maybe I should ask her about some courses or some books or something. Like, I feel we're coming to the stage with my husband of starting to think about a baby. And then I just messaged her yesterday and she said, Manjari, how would you manage to choose this timing? I'm just starting I opened up today my intensive course. Would you like to join? It was just so spontaneous. And I feel so grateful for this opportunity. And it's the session today by Mar Sophia was also very heart touching. And yeah, for me, it was very new. As Gauri also said, there are some people, like, I never experienced anything like that. I come from a very analytical and academic background. It's like all about mind and like achievements and really like very deep Western culture. And it's just so beautiful to connect with my body, with my senses. I found myself like very organically just starting to move my belly and things like somehow starting coming up, and then the song started coming up when I connected with my womb, like a beautiful song that's just came up very spontaneously and naturally. So I feel, yeah, I need time again to process it all and just allow myself to be in it. But I just wanted to express my gratitude for being here so spontaneously. Yesterday, I did not know anything about it, and today I'm here. So thank you for accepting me, and thank you for allowing me to be part of this beautiful circle. And I was just thinking, I feel so lonely here. Where are all the ladies? I want to connect. I need a circle. I tried to create something myself. I didn't manage. I was so sad actually in my heart, and today is like, wow, how things like that happen. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm so overjoyed.
Manjari, it's so nice to also be connected with you again after we met in India, and then you went back to your forests and I went back to my ocean and forests and all that. Thank you. Definitely timing. I think just as an exercise, we can all do, and then Neha's got a question. When we just this afternoon, just take some time to center and ground yourself onto Mother Earth, whether it's through her plants, her soil, her sand, her beach. Just give yourself a few of those moments to kind of ground everything that has happened and stirred and become today, so that it can ground within you without you having to worry, and it will ground. And Neha has a question about, I have a specific question, Mar Sophia. You mentioned something about how our microbes are from outer space. Can you share a bit more? I'm just loving reading the chats and people's input. Thank you. Do you want to answer, Neha? Neha, where are you? Hi.
Yes. So bacteria, I'll give an example of a herb that you probably know in plant medicine, when we do ceremonies. A plant that is called mushroom. It's not from here, it is from outer space. Okay, so when we take this sorghum, it is believed that it is from outer space. It is not from here. It was originally planted from outer space. So the reason why we allow the sorghum to go through the process of fermenting, it is because we are allowing the codes that comes from, where it comes from, to actually take a process. Now, here is something that is important that I need to mention. According to how a woman makes their mkomboti, according to how they make their beer, and how the fermentation happens, the sourness of the fermentation happens, it is usually linked to the power of her womb. So when a man says, come to my house because my woman is able to make mkomboti, he is actually saying that my woman has got such womb power that, her mkomboti, her womb is connected to the gods. Her womb is connected to the star system, and whatever she cooks, whatever she makes, she's going to bless us with her womb energy. So for us making things that even cooking, when we cook because we understand that we are creating. When you have awakened your womb energy, when you understand that you are a creatrix. We don't make supper, we don't make lunch, we create lunch. We create supper because we are creatrix like that. You are a space of creation. So that is what I meant. That bacteria that transmutes this into being fermented and into even changing taste, comes from outer space. All the medicines, that we use for plant medicines that we use to go into spirit, the equivalent of ayahuasca, the African equivalent of ayahuasca. All of them, we ferment them. We have to wait for it to process so that we are able to, when you drink it, it transmutes, it takes you into another dimension. So that is what I meant. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yes, thank you. In fact, it's very interesting to hear this, because even in the Indian culture, in traditional Indian cooking, fermentation is a very important aspect of it. So like you said, truths are universal across cultures. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yes. Fermentation speaks to your womb energy. And that's why women are encouraged to ferment. That's why part of the process that I do here with all my initiates, they are always fermenting. It's either they are fermenting herbs or they are fermenting soft porridge. They are fermenting. We are always fermenting because that is how we do womb work. You have to, you have to keep fermenting. You have to keep doing that.
And as Neha just wrote in the chat, and so it makes so much sense that our vaginal flora is this very fermenty process.
Yes.
And
So yeast infection, we call it yeast infection because there is fermentation that has happened there. And it is a language. It is a language. So we go into the womb and we find the story. What is the womb telling us? Anything that happens with the womb, we have to listen. We have to listen. What are you saying? What are you telling us? What is it that this woman has to transmute? What is it that this woman has to, connect her womb energy with, so that, that the fermentation that happens in her can be birthed into, it's a language. It's called yeast infection because yeast and fermenting comes from above.
So I've always had like a kind of a romantic idea that when somebody starts labor, it's nice to make bread. This is just an idea I had, mostly because of the process of kneading. If you knead your bread really well, I just felt it's so nice to do. So I did do that on the morning that I went into labor, not knowing I was going to go into labor. But what I did yesterday, just what I've done spontaneously over the last 2 days, is harvest some, I made bread and I harvested some of the dough, and then I kept it to make a starter dough. And last night I thought, okay, I'm not going to have time to make it this morning. So I put it in a big glass chalice bowl, and I fermented my dough without the yeast, but with my starter dough overnight last night. It rose so much. And this morning before the session, I bashed it down and I put it outside in the sun to rise another time before I'm going to bake it just now. But I'll keep some, I'm going to keep the starter dough now for the rest of the course. And I'm going to be fermenting my dough to honor this process.
Yes.
And this is
Then you're putting it out.
The language of, yes, the womb.
I was saying you're putting it out to the sun to be seeded by the sun.
Yes. Yes. And Sophia, I think, is just going. Thank you. People are needing to go fetch their babes. Does anybody else have something that they took from the session they want to share, or anything else? Well, before we close off. Marianne, is there a recording of the is there a recording of the sharing of thoughts of the talk I had to yesterday or today? Anyway, there is. Marianne, yeah, for both. Polite, how do you say your name? Polite.
Hello, Gary. You
Hello.
say polite.
Polite, I've met you on email. Hello.
Yes, it's a pleasure to meet face to face, finally. Thank
Beautiful.
you for this opportunity. I actually have a comment really from the movement and the sounds of our mothers having given birth to.
What? Yeah, can anyone hear? I think we lost your voice. You froze and we wanted to hear your comment. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, she's fixing her network.
Perfect. Shabari has a question. I know there's no one answer to this, but I deeply want to understand how to heal the womb for conception. I think Polite will join us back. Okay. How to prepare our womb for conception.
Where's my phone? She says she will type it. She will type the question.
Polite. Okay. Preparing our womb for conception. No one answer. There's no one answer. So my answer in this space, what I would just like to say to you is deeply listen, just deeply listen, and you'll know the answers. You'll know the answers from your own womb, what it needs to prepare for conception. And a lot of time when I connect to our womb knowledge, we receive that we have everything we need. We just need to receive that. And then there's so many different ways and details to that might make sense for us. Mar Sophia, would you like to also contribute to that answer? Preparing our womb for conception.
Yes. So preparing your womb for conception is actually understanding the consciousness of the womb and working with it. Meaning that, when I started this session, I said that the things that I'm going to say, it is just to shift your mindset, So shifting and being in a position of, even validating yourself and saying that I am ready to receive, I am ready to receive, and working with your womb to say, can we call in a soul? Because it is the womb that calls in a soul to come into your womb. So working with your womb lineage, your mothers, to say, can we call in a soul? I would like to call in a soul, and I have found that usually with people who are preparing for conception, or who say, I really want to conceive, when you go into the emotions, because also remember that your womb is connected to your emotional body. When you go into the emotional body, you find that, yes, the mind really wants to receive. The heart really wants to receive. However, there is still emotional body things that needs to be looked at, not even fixed, because it's not about fixing, but just to be one and to be conscious and to, to give them attention. So part of womb preparation for conception is really doing spiraling into that dark space, of emotions and going in and maybe even transcending what you have experienced in this lifetime, and going and transcending into what your mother has experienced, what your grandmother has experienced. So preparing for conception is spirit work. It is spiritual work.
Polite says, my comment in summary comes from connecting with the womb and allowing for the sounds of the mothers to come through us. This opened me up to seeing how we are supported physically and beyond during the process of birth by the mothers. Kamagu, Mar Sophia. Thank you, Dr. Gori. And then the womb will also guide you, into conceiving if you want to hear more kind of practical, herby, or, there are many different ways, and your womb will guide you to what you need to know. And then you need to embrace with what it's guiding you to by embracing and listening to it. Not what other people say, listening to what.
Yes, not what other people say. Very important.
Not listening to like all those 101 beautiful, just do this and you'll conceive.
Yes, you're made to navigate. You're made to navigate life through your womb. You navigate life through your womb. You navigate life through your womb.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Because we're constantly recreating ourselves in our potential, in our highest dream. We have to navigate through the space of the womb, because that is where it happens. This is the lens that it happens in. It doesn't happen in the lens of you have to have achieved this, or you have to do that, or you have to be like that, or you have to, whatever all these have tos are telling us. And it's none of that is actually true. And in the lens of the womb, you actually connect with the greatest support, the greatest nourishment. You cannot get greater than that. You cannot get someone that has created and maintained a sustained life like the cosmic womb, like Mother Earth womb. We have to navigate life through our womb, because if we don't, it's going to keep pulling us back. And the way to navigate life through the womb is to allow that flow and that surrender. And the process of birthing this course has just been a metaphorical birth. And now that it's happening, I can see so much why. Neha, thank you so much for the beautiful session. Thank you everyone for your thank yous and for being here and for joining us. Neha from India. Tomorrow we have Divya Deswell, who has the Doula Collective training in India, and a lot of her students are also here. And we're going to be hearing her speaking on sacred feminine energy and the energy of birth, as we see these petals. Okay, I'm going to invite anyone to say a last word before we say goodbye to each other until tomorrow. Yes, you Marianne, you said you were known as, the people said you're a white Sangoma. You're sitting there in Holland, close to Germany.
Yeah.
Ish,
I know, it's like what they called me since I was a little child. You dance and move like a white African. So it was always very funny. But now when the reference started singing and my body couldn't stop, it was just moving and going with the flow. It was just like, oh, some old memories that, swirling through my body. So it was really nice. So thank you for that re-enlivening and remembering, and I will see how I can further connect that. So
sure.
So thanks. And Gori, thank you so much for what you have done together with your helpers for creating this course, because I think, at least for me, it's enlivening so much more wisdom because of it stepping into the source. And I just am in awe. So thank you to you too.
Thank you, Marianne. I think I've seen like medicine enough, and like I've really like given it a fat chance, a real chunk of my life and my blood to know that I can say what it is, and I can call it, and I can say this is the language of birth, and that has nothing to do with birth, but it's got everything maybe to do with when medicine is needed in birth, that whole kind of intervention, trauma, emergency. Yes, we're so grateful when we need it that they're there, but it's got nothing to do with the language of birth. And the more we can own this and our own womb wisdom in our own lives, and as birth keepers and as mothers and as women, as portals, then we don't have to worry about 5D living or new earth or kindness or being human and accepted and all these things, because we'll be surrounding our frequency more and more with what is building us and creating that change. And it will be all you start to see and feel, because nothing else will come into your energy. It can't. It can't. You want to stay stuck, stay stuck. You know, we just consciously surrounding ourselves with this energy of the wisdom of the womb. That's just what it seems I've got to do. And thank you for all sharing this with me all over the world. Amazing. Thank you, Mar Sophia.
Thank
I'm
you.
so happy and proud and grateful to be connected to you. More and more.
Such an honor. Such an honor. Thank you for inviting me.